We really want to get this community up and going. We really,
Yeah,
because all of us say we have many friends, but are we really able to bear our true selves in front of people? Like,
that's the most difficult part, right? Like
Anna,
just
like
showing ourselves to people.
places where judgment doesn't exist
Yeah,
are really rare. Places where you aren't being laughed on, or you know,
yeah, and especially when you're in a tough situation, like
yeah,
just having people around you helps.
yeah.
And coming to tough situations, like has and since we are on the topic of music, has
Mhm.
like music ever been there, like in a situation where you really felt like there's been nothing else, and you just heard a song and you felt um like you connected to something, like as you said, it was breakups for you,
Oh
but
yeah,
has there
breakup
ever been
songs.
like any other situation where you can think about, like, where music has really helped you um mentally in some way or the other?
Well, it'd
Like,
be
has it
really
helped you
cool
in
if
some
I
way?
could spin up this story about getting kidnapped, and then I sang a song for them, and they were so moved they let me go. But uh,
Uh,
yeah, I haven't had those situations. For me, music has mostly come to rescue during breakups,
mhm.
or like often sometimes when I have like insane anxiety triggers, like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm having a
So
tough
that is a
time.
tough situation. You can't say
Oh yeah.
anxiety and stuff.
Yeah, so
But
like there are times where I don't know if any of you have felt that feel like you can't breathe no more, the anxiety's got the better of you.
yeah,
Music really comes to the rescue at times, like Hammock. Not even Hammock, even if it's not Hammock, some tracks from say 5-8 years ago, like take me back to a happier place.
yeah,
So
dude,
I guess I
100%.
sometimes do use music as like a portal to access
Hmm.
happier times when I am in not so happy times. So yeah. What about you, bro?
For me, yeah, definitely, man. Like, I've had phases of music as well, right? So I had a very emo phase
Ooh,
in my mid school years to end school years, like where I used to listen to a lot of like emo bands, kind of like where you could call it punk rock, emo, whatever you want to say.
does Green
Uh,
Day qualify as emo?
Not really, no. Green Day isn't
Okay.
emo, so that wouldn't be emo. But 3 Days
But they went
Grace
emo,
is.
but they aren't
Yeah,
emo.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They did. But
Okay.
3 Days Grace.
Huh.
Then there's My Chemical Romance, MCR. Oh my God,
Oh
they
wait,
have
they
some
have one of those Mission
amazing songs.
Impossible, right? That they've.
I'm not sure. Have they, like, they might have. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Like, they have some. They are coming back actually with an album this year, which was like just
so
like after about 10 years or more than ten
isn't
years.
that always the best? Like those
Oh my
times.
God, dude! Tool came back with a new album and so good. Like, they are so good. That's a very old, like that's a 20-something-year-old band. More
Yeah.
than 20 years old, like 30, 40 years old, but they 30 years old maybe. But like they didn't make music for a very long time, and I think after 17 years or less or something around that, like they came back.
Okay.
And recently, that also like last year 2019, and like when I heard their tracks, it was such an amazing experience to hear them again. But yeah, so emo phase, as I was saying. Uh, so yeah, 3 Days Grace, My Chemical Romance, a little bit of Simple Plan, which is not emo per se, but yeah, Simple Plan, where they have some emo songs here and there. Then I think, yeah, those were the few bands, like Alter Bridge, which is more so rock. But yeah, like these are some bands that I heard a lot, like in those years. And later on, like, especially I think they helped me feel a little better about myself, because as I said, I used to be a very quiet kid, and I was a lot, like, at times I was when I was alone, I was a lot in my own thoughts and trying to make something out of them. And these songs kind of helped me keep, like, kind of a good head on my shoulders. Kind of like I felt like, someone understands me out there, even though I never realized those were emo songs and I was like acting like an emo kid. Which makes me laugh now. In between, like,
Did you ever dress
especially,
up like that? Did you go all
no, I
like
never did. Like, I
mohawk?
never realized I was emo. Like, I think one of my best friends from school, when I told him like I listened to this band, he was like, "Dude, do you like that kind of? Are you emo?" I'm like, "Nah,
कुर्ती
man,
में
I don't
DJ
think
भी
so."
बनता होगा क्या?
तो emo,
emo?
yeah. नहीं
नहीं.
नहीं But yeah, so it turns out I mean, I wouldn't call myself emo because I guess that's a very different thing. But I did hear those kind of bands.
Hmm.
Then I heard a lot of like so especially during my when my dad passed away, I had a very difficult situation because I had my exams going on. I had and I had to do all the ceremonies at the same time, right? And I think that was one of the toughest situations of my life that I don't think I can ever um, imagine like something like this happening, because I don't know how I got through it. But one of the things that helped me get through it, other than like friends and family, was just having music in my ears and just listening to things that were motivational to an extent. And there were like Hoobastank is another band that has some songs that
Oh,
you know.
yeah. The reason is,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
those guys. So their songs kind of helped me because they had a song about just moving ahead one step at a time, and I heard that song on repeat. I think throughout that period, which was I think that which really made me like feel like I can still keep going. I don't need to stop. I have to do this for my mom and all that stuff. So
Oh.
that really was like something that really me, and I was really happy that helped me get through the situation. And
Hmm.
yeah, over the years, like I've been hearing a lot of Arctic Monkeys, a lot of 21 Pilots who talk about various things. The guy who's the lead of 21 Pilots, Tyler Joseph, he himself like talks about his own like depression and anxiety a lot on
Now that dude
music.
has, I mean, I don't know about his depression discussions, but he has some nice covers, yeah?
Oh, dude, he did a cover of like Elvis Presley's uh, what's the name of that song? The Love One, dude, the famous
Yeah.
Love One. How can I?
Wise
Yeah,
man,
Wise Man.
wise
Dude, my
man.
brain just farted so hard right now.
Yeah, I heard it across the internet.
Say, that so that one.
Yeah.
That was such a nice cover, and he also is like such a great singer. Like just hearing him, and recently more so, I've been hearing a lot who has some really interesting songs. There's as we keep searching, like I mentioned, F-16s and all these kind of bands that are newer, that are kind of more niche. And I'm trying to find like Brockhampton who talk about their own struggles, and they do it in rap, which is very interesting to hear. Like I love hip hop music, so like that was one of the best like ways I've heard rap recently. So I think yeah, there's some really good people out there you should listen to, maybe
Mhm.
experiment here and there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, there really is no end, right?
and tough
To-
situations, like I said, like these things have helped me, go through my everyday life in general, like where I used to not feel that great about myself, whether or it be during my dad's time or during like where I didn't know what to do and I felt a little, I don't know, empty in a way. So it really helped in those days, at least. Like I mean, I don't know how many people can relate, but to an extent, I guess Z does in this matter.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, going away from a little more of a, I guess, heavy topic again.
Yeah.